Hi, buddy. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. Still under the weather. Gonna do a show anyway. Hey, I'm here with the miserable liberal and Ron Placone.
I'm miserable.
Hello.
So we've covered this once before. So again, what's happening is that it's being revealed that the Democrats not only didn't learn anything from 2016 and losing to Trump, they've even gotten a little worse. Okay, so we showed you that where Hillary lost, like in Wisconsin, that many in Milwaukee neighborhood didn't vote and they don't regret it. So I don't know if you... here's just a little bit from that article. At Uppercuts, a bustling barbershop and green-trimmed wooden house, talk of politics inevitably comes back to one man, Barack Obama. Mr. Obama's elections infused many here with a feeling of connection to national politics they had never before experienced, but their lives have not gotten appreciably better, and sourness has set in. See these people? Sourness has set in. Their lives didn't get any better. Barack Obama presided over huge wealth transfer. To who? The upper 1%. Didn't help those people. Sourness has set in. You know, people like to say how Republicans trick workers into voting for them. What do you call Democrats? People were done with being tricked. That's why Bernie Sanders was filling stadiums. That's why you can't get a barbershop full of minorities to vote for Hillary Clinton. By local standards, it was a disappointment. The lowest turnout in 16 years. And those no-shows were important. Mr. Trump won the state by just 27,000 votes. Lowest voter turnout in 16 years. All four of those barbers had voted for Mr. Obama, but only two could muster the enthusiasm to vote this time. Just two of them even bothered to vote. And even then, it was the sort of protest vote. One wrote in Mrs. Clinton's Democratic opponent, Bernie Sanders. So of the four of those barbers who voted, two of them didn't vote. Of those four of those barbers who voted for Barack Obama, two of them stayed home, decided not to show up. And the two that did show up voted for someone other than Hillary Clinton. One wrote in Bernie Sanders and one wrote in his own name.
But do we know they might have seen a meme of Jesus arm wrestling Satan?
Yeah,
and
that's
that
not
probably
right.
convinced them.
So the joke Ron is making is that Hillary Clinton will tell you that's Russia's fault because they saw a meme on Twitter or Facebook. So what does this tell you, right? So what this tells you, if you're a normal human being who's interested in winning elections, you say, oh my gosh, we have to figure out a way to motivate those people. Well, the best way to motivate those people is if Barack Obama would have actually did something for them. You know, like, I don't know, reversed our criminal justice system that's criminally racist. Maybe if he would have stood up for workers and unions in Wisconsin. He didn't stand up for unions and workers. He let them take the union away from the teachers. Maybe if he would have, instead of kicking people out of their houses, he would have had a program to save people in their houses and make the banks whole. Instead, his program was to make the banks whole while screwing over everybody who owned a home. So what you would go, wow, maybe we should start appealing to those people. You know, we're in the business of politics. And as a politician, you're supposed to go out and garner votes. And if you don't get enough votes, you lose. It's just like a football team. You have to get enough points or you'll lose. So you're in the business of motivating those people to vote. And you have to say to yourself, oh my God, we are failing. The politicians, we're not connecting with those people. How do we get those people to come out and vote for us? Well, a lot of people like Bernie Sanders would say, offer them something. Offer them free college. Offer them Medicare for all. Offer them a living wage. Those would be big. Offer them affordable pharmaceutical drugs. That would be huge. Hey, maybe break up the banks. Have real investment happen in people's communities.
State banks.
Have a state bank. So you offer people something. Offer them an infrastructure which gives everyone jobs. Building our country instead of building bombs that we drop on poor countries. So that's what a real normal human being politician would be like. Wow, we got a problem. We have to go get those votes. We're so bad we couldn't even beat Donald Trump. Those people wouldn't even vote for Hillary Clinton. They wouldn't even come out. And they knew who Donald Trump was. But the problem was they knew who the Democrats are too now. And so if you're a normal human being, you'll start chiding your party for its deficiencies. You'll start pointing out where the party has let the people down and why the people no longer show up when the party asks them to. That's what you would do as a politician, as a normal politician. But the Democrats are not normal. The Democrats are wolves in sheep's clothing. And all they have is Russia and voter shaming. And you want more proof of it? Here's Michelle Obama, who, let's remember, was shocked to her core when she heard Trump say horrible things about women's genitalia, but apparently isn't shocked that her husband had a kill list, killed teenagers, killed extrajudicially American citizens, took us from 2 wars to 7. Apparently torture and war crimes didn't shock her to her core. You know what did? Trump. Isn't that amazing? Not the system that gave us Trump, not when people were kicked out of their houses, not the blacks that are killed, black citizens that are killed with impunity by racist cops on the street every day. That doesn't shock her to her core. Not cops in tanks pointing sniper rifles at unarmed protest. That didn't shock her to her core. So here is Michelle Obama. Now again, here's her prescription to get, remember who she's trying to get to vote? She's trying to get these people to vote. She's trying to get these people to vote who didn't vote after Barack Obama let them down for 8 years. So instead of going, well, we didn't do anything for those people, we didn't help them, and they're desperate, and they couldn't even bring themselves to vote for Hillary Clinton. We tried to jam another corporatist warmonger down their throat. And here's her solution. Is her solution to go find a way to appeal to those voters? No. In fact, the exact opposite. Offer them nothing except shame. Here we go.
We're still at that stage where we're trying to figure out what it means to be women, and what we think of ourselves, what we think of each other. And, you know, sorry, in light of this last election, I'm concerned about us as women and how we think.
You're not concerned about your frickin' Democratic Party and how they think? And why African Americans and minorities and women didn't support them? You're not worried about that. You're worried about what's wrong with women. Not what's wrong with that horrible government that your husband just presided over for 8 years and did almost nothing to help people. You're not worried about that. You're not worried about your Democratic Party, and people won't vote. People, even when given the guy like Trump, it didn't motivate people. Even then. Still, it's women. Someone else's fault. It's not the politics. It's not the politicians. It's not the party. It's not the system. It's not the horrible results. There's something wrong with women. That's what Barack Obama's wife, Michelle, is telling you. Miss Dignity is coming out to voter shame. Not to make sure the Democratic Party gets better. Not to figure out where did we go wrong in delivering to our core constituents. Where did we go wrong? That's not her question. Her question is, what's wrong with women?
Okay, let me get this straight. Michelle Obama is coming out to tell me as a woman that she's worried about women and how women are perceiving themselves and how we don't support other women.
Yes, that's what she's saying.
That's what this woman is telling women.
She's saying that this election, Steph, is revealing that there's something wrong with women.
You know what? I have no
That's
problem.
stunning, right?
Let me tell
That's
you.
like something Trump would say.
Yeah, I love Tulsi Gabbard. You on
Nothing
board
wrong
with
with Tulsi Gabbard.
Are you in love with Nina Turner? I'm in love with Nina Turner. Gail McLaughlin, I'm in love with her. You want to know why? Because they share my values.
Allison Hartson?
Allison Hartson, they share the purpose that we're supposed to be moving our country forward.
Right.
She is just taking this opportunity to shit on women.
Yes, she's actually doing that. She's figuratively shitting on women right now. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's not propping women up. She's not saying, well, what are women supposed to do when given this horrible... Everybody knows.
You know,
Everybody knows we cheated the person women should have voted for we rigged the primary. She's not talking about that, how we got to get better, how we got to get back in touch with our grassroots. No. Her husband just took $500,000 at a clip from banks and equity companies that kick people out of their houses.
Hey, you know what I'm worried about, Michelle? I'm worried about the kids that have been separated and incarcerated from their parents. That's what I'm worried about. You know who else I'm worried about? I'm worried about the 6,000 people in Puerto Rico that died. And I'm worried about my sisters and brothers in Puerto Rico. They're stranded, they're lost, and nobody's helping them. That's who I'm worried about.
Right.
So, you know, if I have to vote for the woman you think I need to vote for, then count me out. I'm not a part of this party.
I'm with you, Steph. Let's hear her more. Let's hear some more of her indignant voter shaming.
Can you start it again from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, because everything about it drives me crazy.
So this is her indignant voters. This is all they have. Michelle Obama slams
What's going on
women.
in my head?
We're still at that stage where we're trying to figure out what it means to be women. And
No, you know what it's like to, you know what it means to be a woman?
Jimmy, I'm sitting here next to Ron and Arno and you. I'm trying to figure out where's my place in the world as a woman. I'm helpless. I need another woman to tell me how to feel about being a woman.
She's saying that you women let Hillary Clinton down. Not Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party let the world down.
I'm not with her.
But that women let her down. They have it exactly opposite still. This is the party Bernie's propping up.
what we think of ourselves, what we think of each other. And, you know, sorry, in light of this last election, I'm concerned about us as women and how we think about ourselves and about each other and what's really going on.
Those are a bunch of men clapping.
I think more about what is going on in our heads where we let that happen, you know?
Not what's going on in our heads where we let a group like that sitting in that barber shop not come out and vote for us. What happened to us? That those people don't come out and vote for... no, it's like, what's wrong with those people? That's what she's literally saying. And I know people get on me for saying literally. They say it makes me sound like a Kardashian because I say it too much. But I literally don't think so. Why are they accepting Barack Obama making the banks bigger and kicking 5.1 million families out of their houses? Why are they okay with that? Why are they okay for the income inequality to explode under Barack Obama? Why are they okay with the biggest wealth transfer? Why are they okay with that? Why are they okay with no public option, no Medicare for all, no free college, everybody's in debt, and gross amount of spending on our military? No, she's not talking about that. She's not talking about the fact that we spent $700 billion on our military, 40% more than we were spending at the height of the Iraq War on our bombs.
Go tell a woman who had a child that went to Iraq
Yeah.
and couldn't bring themselves to vote for anyone, or maybe they voted for Jill Stein because they knew that was the only peace candidate on the ballot. Go up to them and tell them, you just don't know what it's like to be a woman. Someone who had a child in Iraq.
Yeah.
Isn't this Michelle's way of calling me a deplorable?
Yes, this is Michelle's way of calling you a deplorable.
But you don't know you're a deplorable yet.
You don't know yet.
Is it because
She's
I'm a
saying-
woman and my brain can't figure out stuff?
She's again. She's sitting there. What's wrong? Again, it's the finger wagging at the powerless.
You know what?
Instead of finger wagging at the powerful, she's finger wagging at the powerless. Because that's what Michelle Obama is.
And right now, one of the leading voices in progress in education are teacher unions.
That's right.
And
Who
they...
Barack Obama abandoned.
Right? And the majority of union members happen to be in that profession women.
Women. So instead of her applauding women for standing up to the bastards through their teacher unions, She's wagging their finger at women because they didn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
So I do wonder, what are young girls dreaming about if we're still there, where when the most qualified person running was a woman.
Again, their whole thing is, what's wrong with these people who won't vote for us? What kind of politician does that? A megalomaniac, a nincompoop, and an idiot. That's who goes, what's wrong with these people who won't vote for us? They better go to their psychiatrists and get their head right and then come back and vote for us. That's what she's saying. Did you want to say something, Ron?
Wow.
It's kind of stunning, right?
It's very stunning. And there was a time in the past where I thought Michelle was going to be what we wanted Obama to be.
Oh,
there was
no.
a time. Oh, I believe me, that was a while ago. And man, the egg was on my face. There was a period of time where I thought that was going to be the case. And I was wrong.
Well, you know, Jimmy, this video, it really struck me to my core. It really did. And I have to say this, when she said that there was only one person that happened to be more qualified, I like to think she's thinking about Jill Stein when she's talking about another woman, because there was another woman in the race, Michelle.
And get ready. This is all they're going to have to offer you in 2020. This is what they're going to offer you in 2018 and 20. This is what they're offering you. What's wrong with you? You know, as Nina Turner says, any blue just won't do. And there she is.
And I'm with her. Wasn't inspirational.
Voter shaming at the top of her lungs. Voter shaming at full speed. Voter shaming. What's wrong with girls? So now girls are walking around, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? Now young girls are walking around, what's wrong with women? That's shit Trump's supposed to be doing to them. Not Michelle Obama, who's mind-fucking them on purpose. What a scumbag. Here we go.
And look what we did instead. I mean, that says something about where we are. You know,
It says nothing about the political system, says nothing about the military-industrial complex, says nothing about the Democratic Party cheating its own members, pushing out the most repulsive candidate in the history of our country. It says nothing about that, right? It says everything about something's wrong with the voters. Now you know why we got Trump. Not one scintilla of an idea on how to appeal to those women. That's what you're supposed to do as a politician. You're supposed to go out and campaign for votes. You're supposed to go out and appeal to people. And if you can't appeal to people, that's your fault.
forget everybody else. That's what we have to explore, because if we as women are still suspicious of one another, if we still have this crazy bar for each other that we don't have for men.
That's why Donald Trump is president, because women have a crazy higher bar for Hillary Clinton. This is criminal, almost, what she's doing. This is making sure nothing gets better. This is making sure the Democrats don't ever have to address their problems, that they're completely 100% corrupted by corporate cash. Which is why the Democrats just voted to deregulate Wall Street, to give Trump, who's a maniac, $80 billion more a year to go do war. He's a maniac. He shouldn't have nukes. So how can we get him some more money for war? Nothing. Talks about nothing. Michelle Obama is a buffoon. And she's gaslighting women right now. Would you say she's gaslighting women right now?
Yes, she is gaslighting women right now, because she's also pretending as if our country is the only country that matters. And so if you don't see a woman in power as president of the United States, then what kind of dreams can you possibly have? As if there weren't women throughout the world that have held positions of power and leadership. You know, and right now...
What did she do? What did she do with her leadership? She got kids to eat carrots.
Well, but pizza's still a vegetable.
Yeah. Ketchup.
If we're still doing that today, if we're more comfortable with if we're not comfortable with the notion that a woman could be our president compared to what? You know?
So again, it's all our problems. So we're uncomfortable with a woman being president.
It's just so,
It's so gaslighting. It's so condescending. It's so disingenuous too, is what it is.
Well, and what's interesting right now, if you
And self-serving. I'm sorry.
Well, but if you ask me to name, what are some names in journalism you're excited about? My list would be 90% female. There are so many amazing females in journalism right now. In music right now, there are so many amazing female bands that it reminds me of the Riot Girl movement in the early 90s. In politics, the politician I'm most excited about, period, is Gail McLaughlin. I mean, to make it out like an entire gender is having some identity crisis is just beyond ridiculous.
You know,
And
I would
this is-
rather see this woman right now talk about the mayor in Puerto Rico. I think her name is Carmen Cruz. Here's a woman that faced off with Donald Trump,
Yeah.
asking for supplies and making sure that Puerto Rico, that is American, is cared for. So instead of telling me right now, Michelle, that we're not supporting females, why don't you get off that stage and go to Puerto Rico and make sure that the Puerto Ricans,
help
Carmen
someone.
Cruz,
Yeah.
right now
Has
is being
support.
helped and supported
Yeah.
because she is in a position of power and influence.
Well, you see her and Barack, they're going all over the country advocating for Medicare for all and free college. And they're down in Puerto Rico making sure, they're not doing anything. They're out surfing with Branson, they're windsurfing with Branson, and when they're not doing that, they're giving a speech for $500,000 to a bank, and when they're not doing that, they're at some kind of symposium voter shaming women, telling women that they're crazy. There's something wrong with women's brains. What's wrong with she's doing that.
And now we have Susan Rice on the boards of Netflix.
Yep.
So Michelle and Barack Obama can continue to
With
do
their
their work
propaganda.
in film
Yeah.
and distribute propaganda so girls can feel shitty about themselves. So far, Michelle, I think if I were a young girl, I would know that I'm fucking overweight and dumb.
Then it is frustrating to see a lot of men blow it and win.
There you go.
That's
And-
a losing message, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. I wonder
The
what
Democratic Party is in a moment of questioning about its identity. You were reelected to lead the Democrats in the House. What do you tell Democrats who want a new direction and then go to you? What are you going to do differently?
Well, I don't think that people want a new direction.
They don't want a new direction. They didn't show up and vote. You guys lost to Donald Trump. So what Michelle Obama did was she took what corrupt Nancy Pelosi just did to another level. Nancy Pelosi stuck her head in the sand and was like, "No, we're hanging on to our donor cash. We represent our donors, not our voters." And then Michelle Obama took it one step further and was like, "Not only that, but there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with women in our country." Can you imagine if Trump lost the election and he would come out and say, "There's something wrong with women. What's wrong with women?" But that's what Michelle Obama's doing. Welcome to the resistance. Our next live Jimmy Dore show is July 1st in Portland, Oregon, and July 15th in Chicago, Illinois. We're doing a live show July 15th in Chicago, Illinois. Go to a link right there for all the tickets to all the live Jimmy Dore shows. Plus, if you can help become a premium member, we give you hours of bonus material every week. Become a patron or a premium member. And if you're on Steam It, we're steaming it right now. Plus, every Saturday, we do a live Super Solid Chat Saturday where it's a live stream and you can ask us questions and we'll answer them back. Every Saturday, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Thanks for your support.